Let me ask you a question. Are you ready to see your business explode in 2019? Last year of March 2018, we had our first conference where we had a small group of 25 entrepreneurs come together. Out of 25 entrepreneurs, 23 of them exploded this past year, and we're doing it again this year, March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at the Aloft Hotel in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. This 3-day event is going to inspire you, it's going to inform you, and it's going to illustrate for you exactly how people just like you are taking their lives to new levels. You want to earn more? You want to enjoy more? Do you want to experience more? Then come to the You Are Worth More conference this year, 2019, in Greenville, South Carolina. Register now at worthmoreconference.com. That's worthmoreconference.com. You know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it, and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free book. Have you ever tried a work from home business? If you have, you may be like several others. Matter of fact, 98% of people, according to Forbes magazine, who've tried and failed. Why? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because most home-based businesses have no means, method, or mechanism for you to get in front of people who need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. See, the unique thing about terrywilson3.com is we put you in a position where if you can simply answer a phone or read a script, you can make money. And I'm not talking about going and selling pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I'm talking about selling something that every business, everyone who has a product, good, or service needs. And that is a lead generation marketing system. But here's the cool thing. You never cold call. You never have to recruit your friends, family, and foes. You simply take a call, read a script. Want more information? Go to terrywilson3.com/call center right now to get more information. That's terrywilson3.com/call center. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Good to see Lori. Good to see Greenbacks. Good to see Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Hi, perfect timing. Just finished an appointment and got back in my car. Well, great, Caroline. Great. Glad we were able to we're copacetic, my sister, so we're able to be on the same wavelength, it sounds like. So I got a couple of what's going on, my brother. Oh, you like the video? Good. That's I've been trying to create more videos that I can use during the podcast, so it's just not me always, sort of just saying the same things over and over again. I think hopefully with the visual components to it, it makes it more relevant. But listen, I know I've got it looks like Greenbacks is here with us. And hey, Christy, good to have you. And Lori, and have we got, other than Gary, is there any other ELTs that are on with us right now? We had a great training. If you're an ELT member and you're on and you didn't come to last night's training, I did a training on how you can use a text system that we recommend as an autoresponder. And I want to tell you, I've closed 2 elite packages today just off of using that system. Shalom. Shalom, how are you doing, Kimberly? And Kimberly, I noticed you made a comment last night, and I didn't respond to it because I noticed it after the fact that you had served in the military and over in Okinawa, and I wanted to say thank you for your service. Anytime I hear someone that has served in the military, I always want to stop and honor them. The good book says give honor where honor is due, and no one is worthy of more honor, in my personal opinion, than those who stand on a wall and are willing to, as no greater love than this, than a person lay down their life for another. So thank you for your service. Hoorah, absolutely. And so I was referring to a movie last night with Michael, and then someone brought up A Few Good Men. So, I always joke with people, I'm on the side of Colonel Jessup in that story. But anyway, that's one of my all-time. If that movie is on TV, I have to stop what I'm doing and just watch it because it's just so intense, and Jack Nicklaus there and all that. So it's great stuff. But if you're an elite member, make sure you go and watch the training last night, because I'm going to tell you why. What we do at TW3 is lead generation. And, it's a numbers game. And I've always said that I'm probably the most inarticulate person in the world. And it's just amazing that I've made a living doing what I'm doing, knowing that I have some of the communicational challenges I've got. But one of the things I think I have done myself a favor with is I realized early on that marketing, sales, business, it is just a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. And so I put myself in a position where I'm going to be able to win just by sheer volume. Okay. The Greenbacks, for instance, he gets on the phone with someone, he's going to close them. He's a better salesman than I am. Okay. But I've learned over the years to generate a lot of leads and be able to do that. And that's what we do at TW3. And I'm telling you, the call center is absolutely on fire. Gary can tell you that. We've got new members coming on every day. I just had a new member that came on last week, sold their first elite package, and they're just ecstatic. I mean, that's $1,500 in a matter of a week of being in a business. Now, that is the exception, not the norm. I don't want to present this thing as a, get rich that, all you have to do today. But, the opportunity is so real, guys. It is just so absolutely real. And, we did a training last night on I've used email auto response systems forever, and I believe in them, and everyone should. If you don't have an AR set up to your sales funnel, hey, Paula, it's good to have you on. It's good to have you. If you don't have an AR set up with your funnels, man, you've got to do that. But one of the things I've learned over the years, a little castle, okay, check it out. One of the things I've learned over the years is, email, only a certain amount of emails are open. It's like 25%, and then it wanes over time after that. However, text, 99% of text, 98% of text is open. And so I started using some text strategies yesterday, and it's already paid off in major dividends. And so Lindsay just sent me, what is Lindsay? Lindsay just sent me a text. She's not on the chat. She says, so let me pull up. She's sending me a private message. Watching podcasts, but of course can't figure out how to chat. You are so silly. Well, you have to be logged into YouTube, Lindsay. If you don't have a YouTube account, go ahead and set one up. Okay. And then, you get a channel set up. And then all you have to do is go over to the link I sent you over on the chat, and then you can chat on the side and show up on the chat roll rather than over here. Of course, you can come up. I mean, if you want to just walk on up and join me, you can. But for you elite members, Lindsay, Gary, anybody else that's on here, go and watch that, because I'm telling you, where I would take 100 leads, pump them through my a sales funnel that we teach at TW3, how to set up this sales funnel. And we teach it in a way where you can monetize that traffic, whether you ever sell them anything or not, which is great. But usually the numbers is to get 25 qualified leads. And what is a qualified lead? That's someone that says, hey, I saw what you're offering. I like what you're offering. I'm very interested in what you're offering. As a matter of fact, I'd like to buy it if I can, if it makes sense, but I want to talk to someone. And so, we have a process for you guys that are not a member at TW3. We have a whole process where we run someone through this process. And what it does, it puts our members in a position where they don't have to necessarily be a excellent salesperson right up front, because the videos and the orientation and the presentations, that's what's selling, educating, informing. And then if they move forward after that, they're filling out a form which is asking a lot of information. And if they fill that out, it says, yeah, I want to do this if it makes sense. And then it puts our members in just a great position. Well, to get that qualified lead, to be in that type of position, we typically I've had to send like 100 leads through that process. Well, the reason is because someone would fill out an opt-in form and, they'd watch a video and then get distracted and leave, or maybe they're at work, or maybe they're in a place where they can't, pay attention. And then, so that's what that autoresponder, that email system, and it would catch 25%. But you would always, and then you would catch them up. Maybe they, one day, a month, two later, they're cleaning out their inbox and they see their spam or junk folder or promo folder, and they're seeing all these emails from Terry Wilson. And goes, oh, what is all this? And then I catch them later on down the road. That's why we say always get people on your list, and the loot's in the list. You've heard all these email marketers say that, and I truly believe it. But if you can educate them on, look at that email, watch that email, and drive them back into your funnel, I call it flushing out the funnel. Man, you are just going to up your number. So what I did yesterday, like I said, normally takes me 100 applicants or opt-ins to get 25 qualified leads. Yesterday, I ended up the day a little over 52 qualified leads after 100 opt-ins. So I'm 50% of the people. That is incredible numbers. How did I do it? Everyone that came in that opt-in form was sent out an automatic text, because 99% of people that get a text open it, and it says, hey, I sent you an email regarding fill in the blank. Make sure you check your junk, spam, or promo. Okay. In other words, I'm driving them back. Oh, okay. I didn't go. And then they're looking. So it makes you're right, Gary. It makes your leads more engaged with you. And I showed last night how it can be personalized. I showed how it can be automated for you guys that are elite members. I showed some teaching and training on that. For you guys that are not elite yet, I'm a sales rep and plus, go back there and watch last night's training. I showed how you can manually do it for right now, free of charge, using some free services. I showed that. But let me encourage you that you're building your list, and the more you can engage that list, the more you're just going to make money. So I had and if you guys got questions, feel free to send it in. What is the name number of the podcast last night that I can watch it? It's a membership training that we did, Christy. Are you a member, Christy? I'm just alerting the guys, because a lot of times it's amazing. I got so many people that'll watch the live streams and the podcast and stuff that are members, but don't check out the membership trainings on Wednesday nights. And so sometimes, okay, you're with Gary. Okay, so go back into. My wife just threw a box down right in front of my office. So sorry about that, guys. You almost hit me. No. But anyway, she's cleaning some things upstairs. Go and watch last night's training. It's going to be in, if you're a member, go into your back office in your dashboard, go under webinars, okay? Go under your webinar tab. Look at private webinars for members only, and look at last night's. The date will be on it, and you'll see that, and you can watch that, and I show you how to because one of the things that happens, and we've noticed this, Christy, and other guys that are on here, we will have a ton of guys, and the first thing they love about our system is, hey, Terry, I've been in all these types of work from home business opportunities. I've tried entrepreneurialism before. I've tried insurance, real estate, direct sales, retail, restaurant, whatever. But I'm frustrated. Here's why. I really like the product I sell, but I just have a hard time getting in front of qualified people. So what TW3 does is we solve that problem. Okay. We say, if you really like selling, you like talking to people, then we've got a solution for you. So we get them in a system. Now, what is the system? A system is part software, part strategy. In other words, I was talking to a guy today. I said, you can get anything I sell from anywhere else. I mean, I'm not the only cat on the block that has a landing page or a website system or, opt-in forms. I mean, you can get that. But what you can't get is the system in place and the strategies that I have bruised my heels and busted up my shins and bloodied nose. And I've done everything you could do wrong first to figure out how to do it right, and then be able to package together to come to my members and say, okay, here's what I do on a day-to-day basis to make money, and then, just paint by color, right? So that's the whole TW3 magic sauce right there. So people, when they get into our system, that's the first thing. Oh man, you solved my situation. But you put the work in already. That's the truth, man. I've got to listen. I'm only 25, and look at my. No, I'm kidding. Look at all that gray hair. But people like the fact that they don't have to, pester people and all that. So we solve that. But here's the second problem we always hear from people. Okay, Terry, I'm getting a ton of leads now, but how do I close them? Oh my gosh, how do I close them? I've got 100 leads now, but I had no sales yet. Okay. What typically happens from that point is the second problem people have, because now we've got you out of, I don't have anybody to talk to I got all these people to talk to, and I'm not able to close any of them because you got probably too many. If you only had 2 leads, man, you really work those 2 leads, but we put you anywhere and you got tons of leads. So that comes into how to, drip, how to convert those leads, how to follow up with them. And so last night was one of those trainings I did on how to use a tool, texting, in an effective way to keep people going into this process. And this process is all about saying, do I need to pitch you or do I need to ditch you? Because we've got ways, and I don't say it in a pejorative or disparaging way. When we say ditch, it just means you're not right for the product or service or system I'm selling, but you would be a better fit over here, and I actually get paid to refer you over here, so let me just do that because it'll do you a favor and me a favor. That's the whole TW3 magic right there, okay? So let me back up and start answering some questions here because I see them coming in. So if you got questions, send them in, but I just wanted to give a shout out for the training last night. If you guys weren't there, go in and check that out. What is the name number? I've got that. Okay. Chris, you need to be a Rep Plus or Elite member. Oh, okay. So yeah, you got to be a trainer side. If you're just and I don't mean just, but if you're an affiliate, a sales affiliate, you don't have those yet. That's part of the value of being there. Caroline said, I'll definitely utilize the auto texting too. I'll listen to the ELT podcast. Yeah, so check that out. It was on last night. Paula says, I've been watching the live and the Elite training from last night, not quite finished with the Elite. Question, how do you do what you taught in the Elite if you have the auto AR through TW3? Okay, so here's what you would do, Paula. Here's the thing, Paula, you really got to have your own. I was going to say I could give you our API, but that won't work because it doesn't just give you, it would mess you up. It wouldn't mess us up, but it'd mess you up. So to do what we did last night, if you want to sync it, you'd have to have your own AR. But here, don't fret. Here's another way you can do it. On your, okay. Well, let me tell you a way that you can do it real easy. On your opt-in form, like your apply opt-in form, you'll see over to the right these numbers, and what they represent is your entries. Click on that. You'll open up your entire entry list. Export that CSV file onto your desktop. Go to that system I showed last night, and then just upload it. And then you can send it. So once a day, all you have to do is upload it. If you want to do that for right now. Now, if you want to sync it, you can do that where it's all automatically later on. But I'm just trying a little workaround. It'll take you, to do that. But then it won't auto feed. So you're having to, like, once a day, download your latest leads, upload them, install all that. But yeah, if you want it to auto feed with that, at that point, you're just going to have your own system. A lot of the things we do, like setting up people's own an auto AR for them, building their blog, and even our lead booster. That's just sort of services that we try to offer people to help them to get started as quickly as possible, because our heart is really, we want our members up and running as fast as they can do it. And if they're getting, because we realize, Michael, who was with me last night, highly proficient person, highly technical person. And he said, it's not that anything that you have here, Terry, is just overly complicated or super, super hard. It's a lot, sometimes to get all this infrastructure in place. And we recognize that. And so when you have a lot, sometimes, not all the time, just depending on what you're doing, but what he was wanting to do, there is, and you have a lot, and then you might have a technical inefficiency that you're having to work through. It can be overwhelming for people from time to time. And that's why we offer all of these services. It's why our members, I know Gary, and I know Mark, and I know Lindsay, and I know Chris, and I know several of my guys will actually offer sort of services outside of TW3 just to help them. Going to start with Lead Booster next week, and CL and Post. Sounds great, Kimberly. Sounds great. So I made $20K in the call center last month. Listen, guys, and you know what? This is the last day of January, and I'm sure you're right where you were, or a little bit better. in January, Gary, I know I topped today with those 2 elite sales, just using that texting technique I taught on last night. I topped what I did in December, and February looks like it's going to be even better, and it's a shorter month. So guys, the reason I was inspired to do today's sort of impromptu training was I got a question from a gentleman who is a business professional, been in business his whole life, and highly proficient in sales and marketing and content creation and all that. And he had just a plain, he says, just cut to the chase, Terry. I need to know this one thing. Can I do your business? Can I do, because he hasn't done online marketing and anything like that before. He says, can I do that kind of work from home if I am not technically proficient? Because he says computers and those type of things scare me. And my answer is yes. You do not have to be a technical guru to do online marketing, to do some of our stuff. You do if you're going to do everything and want to do it quickly. But here's what I would tell that gentleman. I'm going to send him this training later. I would tell him to get into our system and only, for him right now, to only get our sales rep and trainer package. Okay. And I would tell him to have a few dollars set aside as a budget to have one of my developers set everything up for him. Okay. And then I would tell him to take the training in the back, not necessarily to have to do everything, but to understand everything, to glean the language and the sort of the philosophy of everything, and the what everyone has to do, not necessarily how they do it, but what they need to do, so that when he resells a system, he can support and help his client. And then I would tell him that we can, once his system is set up, he's got everything, he can start using the system the way we show him, which is just really simple stuff, non-technical. And we can set it up in a way where all he's doing is talking on the phone. Okay, so if you can, it goes back to, and that's the reason why to this day in 2019, with all this technology of texting and emailing and social media and all that, we still have a call center. It's for this gentleman, just like here, who is highly proficient at marketing and selling and talking on phone, but is intimidated by some of the technology. So that's what I would tell him. So great. Lindsay, I'm feeling good about my TW3 site and landing pages. Great. But when I go to create a new website, direct sales, and change a banner image, it changes all the banner images on my TW site too. Okay, here's all you got to do. So think of your site, Lindsay, as this. You've got one website, but then through our Elementor plugin, you can have the look of multiple sites, and that's really what's called a landing page. So what needs to happen, Lindsay, is whatever your main brand is going to be, whatever you want to be branded as, that needs to be what you put your site as. And then if you got the secondary product, service, good, you go in and you create a page, and then you change that page to Elementor Canvas, which means it's just a blank slate, just blank. And then you can go in and put a different header, different images, different content for a different thing. And matter of fact, once it's all created and set up, you can even go over to GoDaddy and buy a completely different domain name and have it point strictly to that one page. And that's all they see. And they can't even get off of that page. Okay. It's like a completely different website. But you've got it probably, if you're changing the header, it's because what's happening is you're going over to this page here, you're creating this page, you like it, and then you go up under customize on the front of the page and say, okay, I want a different header here. Well, when you go to customize and you change your header, that's changing your whole site. That's not just that page. For a menu, do I use the tabs widget? So when, if you use menu, if you use anything in the customize plugin, anything you use under customizer, menus, tabs, all of that, that's all on your main page. So whatever you do there is going to change the entire site for every page that's on your main site. That's why that's the logic between having regular pages and landing pages. Landing pages need to be made with that Elementor Elementor plugin, and then you need to use Elementor Canvas. If you use the Elementor plugin but not the Elementor template or canvas over there when you're first setting it up, what will happen is you're still using all of the elements of Elementor, and you can drop and drag and all that, but you still have it on the main website, and it's still got the same header and the same menu tabs and all that. So to get out of that ecosystem and have your own sort of new little sandbox over here you're playing with, you've got to add new page, title the page, click publish, and add new page, title the page, change your template to Elementor Canvas, hit publish. Okay, now you've set the table, and then click on, once it's published and it's through spinning, then click on edit with Elementor, and then you're off to the races. And so you've got this blank canvas, and you just start dropping and dragging. You can use templates or whatever. Christy says, can you use something easy like Wix to create pages, or does your product only work with certain web development programs? So we have our sort of own system. We don't, I mean, you can use whatever you want if you like Wix or whatever, but once you have our, you're going to have your, once you have our system, you don't need to use Wix or ClickFunnels or all these other, you know, ancillary services and products, because you've got it in your own system with us. And I don't train on Wix, or, I mean, there's, and I'm not saying they're better or worse or indifferent. It's just, I use what I use. We use basically WordPress, and I've got developers that build plugins for me and my members and what we do. So that's, if you understand and familiar with WordPress, you'll be familiar with our system. Now, we are a closed environment, closed system, which means we don't allow you to go and grab plugins and bring it in and put it in your system, because you could crash your site. And maybe even, we had one member at one time brought the whole system down because of the plugin they were using actually had a virus attached to it, and it sort of messed a lot of things up. So we sort of, you can't add plugins to your back office with our system, and that's to help you and everybody else. It's user friendly for page creation. Yes, it's you know, if you understand Wix, you're going to understand this. I'll put it that way. You know, anytime you ask, is something easy? And that's a very relative question. So I want to be as transparent. For some people, it's their site's up literally within 3 or 4 hours after getting the system. And for others, 3 or 4 years. So it's just, you know, it's, everybody comes at this thing with different backgrounds and understandings and stuff. So we want to be okay with that. Great stuff, guys. Any other questions? So yeah, the answer to the gentleman's question, you don't have to be a technical guru. That's why we have that call center. And matter of fact, if you want to know how to make money online and just all you have to do is answer your phone, you will want to be at the conference this coming March 21st through the 23rd. Why? Because I've got Gary Green speaking on his script, speaking on how he takes calls, speaking on how he's making money hand over fist. I mean, he's probably on his 3rd boat by now down there in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere right now as he's talking. And Gary will, yeah, okay, so Christy, you're with Gary, so he'll completely train you. But you know, all you have to do is, to this gentleman and anybody else that's intimidated a little bit by the technical stuff, there are ways, you know, there's a way I'm going to teach you and train you and say, at the end of the day, this is where you want to end up. Okay. At the end of the day, if you do all of this, I guarantee results. But to get to that point, sometimes it takes a little longer, and that's okay. Listen, it took me 10 years before I figured out some of this stuff. So it ain't going to take you that long, because you're going to be able to learn from all my mistakes. But, you know, start with what you got, work with what you got. If all you can do is answer a phone and read, then we can help you. Okay. You're going to work harder. And you're going to be inundated, and you're going to be shown, I don't want to say inundated, but you're going to be exposed to a lot of information of how you can automate your entire sales and marketing process. But that doesn't necessarily mean, oh my God, if I don't do this tomorrow, I'm just not going to do it. The main thing, Caroline, right, is get started. Just get started. That's the hardest step of making money, getting started. Just get started. And once you do that, I promise you'll be glad you did. Hi, I have Square. How do I process the payment through it? Oh, real easy. So what's going to happen is get the app on your phone. If you've got iPhone or an Android, download the Square app. And all you have to do is, once you get your enrollment form, you got the card information, all that, and you just punch it in, and you're ready to rock and roll. You take all of the money, whatever you sell, $1,000, $1,500, $3,000, whatever you sell, you capture the money. It'll be in your account the next day, and then you go into your back office and enroll your client, and you pay our portion for whatever package you sold. And it's just that easy. It's that simple. You're going to want to make it to the conference. That's exactly right, Gary. But that's where I was headed. He's going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching. Chris is going to be teaching. Lindsay's going to be teaching. Mark's going to be teaching. Angela's going to be teaching. Jane's going to be there. Bill Perry's going to be there. We have got a power-packed, top producers, top influencers, users of my system. They are going to be there, and they're going to show you, hey, and I've got on the panel of people, I'm going to have people that are highly, highly, highly proficient technically and going to be able to help you. I'm going to have people that are highly, highly proficient sales and marketing wise, mindset wise, coaching wise. I mean, the diversity of strength we're going to have on that panel that's going to be able to pour value in people is just absolutely amazing. And I will tell you, we did this last year. 25 people came. We had it closed off at 25. We just wanted to select elite members to come. Out of 25, 23 of them exploded this year. And here's the thing. You don't have to be a member to come. If you're not a member at terrywilson3.com, you can, if you're not a trainer, you're an affiliate or not even associated. If you want to come. You just go to worthmoreconference.com, worthmoreconference.com. You get the tickets. Now, we're not overtly selling you TW3, but you're going to be exposed to it. You're going to be seeing whatever everybody else does with it. And I promise you, probably by the end of the day, you're going to want it, because it's just, why wouldn't you? Why would you want to work harder than you should and make less than you're worth? Because at the end of the day, what's the conference called? You are worth more. So go to worthmoreconference.com, get those tickets. We'll feed you. We've got opportunities to feed you, wine and dine, hang out with some of our influencers, and you're going to have a good time. And it's at a lovely downtown Greenville at the Aloft Hotel, which is awesome. Will you provide videos of the panel speakers for us who cannot go to the conference? No. The reason I can't is because some of these guys, I know specifically Bill and a couple others, that's a big no-no. We're paying them. We're not paying them, but we're paying them in certain ways. But they are there to pour value into that group, and their stuff is copyrighted and stuff. So you got to be, if you want to see it, you got to be there, unfortunately. Now, if you're there, we are providing recordings access. I mean, real cheap to get. If you was wanting to go to this training and couldn't, we're going to work it out, and that's something we're working out with all the trainers there, that they'll be able to sell that to people that couldn't come to the training. But you might be able, for instance, if you're connected with Gary, his session is going to be recorded, and you'll have to talk to him, after the fact on that. But as far as the overall general keynotes and all that, you have to be there, unfortunately. All right. Thank you for the question, though. Any other questions? Good stuff. You guys ready for the weekend? Is everybody going to behave? Bad behavior is a behavior. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for checking out, and I hope you enjoy these impromptu trainings that we're doing here. And members, remember, we've got a way to get free leads. If you get people out on the podcast that's coming, because the Monday night will be the first night we do it. Bring people to the podcast this coming Monday at 9 p.m. We're going to have a good time. I've got Callie's going to be in here. I got Lindsay's going to be in here. And, of course, Reagan's going to be in here. And we're going to be talking about how people are making money hand over fist with TW3. Till next time.
Thank you for listening to our show today at terrywilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at terrywilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this the celebrity Terry Wilson?
Oh my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,